Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today, we take a look at yet another micro brand and their debut model. This time, it is SWC Diver by Swiss watch company. They launched their model successfully on Kickstarter in 2018 and now offer it as a regular production model on their website. So what exactly is the SWC Diver? In a nutshell, it is a Swiss-made dive watch with a sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel, and an excellent bracelet for $450, which makes it somewhat a bargain, especially when I remember Spinnaker asked almost double that for Dare to Say, that has pretty much the same specs. As there are many discussions on what exactly constitutes a Swiss-made watch, I won't comment on that. But we'll say that the watch is powered by a Swiss Sellita SW200, an ETA 2824 clone that beats at 28,800 bph and comes with both hacking and hand winding. It is considered a premium alternative to the Japanese counterparts from Seiko and Miyota, and is usually found in more expensive watches. When it comes to the case size, the watch is quite big at just over 44mm and has a lug-to-lug of just under 50, which would make it wearable on smaller wrists as well, but that lug-to-lug changes dramatically because of the T-shaped end links of the bracelet, expanding it to a whopping 55. Sadly, SWC is yet another company that tries their take on the Rolex-styled end link, but make it too long, because they make side links flush with the case, which makes the center link stick out too much. One thing they do better than others is the angle at which the bracelet leaves the case. It is steeper than on some other brands I reviewed, so the watch doesn't look ridiculous on my wrist. But still, even with that steep angle, you need at least a 6.7-inch wrist to pull this thing off. Of course, switching to a strap would solve that problem, but that would be a shame, as the bracelet is really well made. Solid links, solid end links, and a nice machined clasp. So everything you can ask for, but what impresses me is the look. It is a 3-link oyster bracelet that is all brushed. The center link, however, is thicker, making it stick out and give the bracelet a more substantial look, while the edges of the center links are polished, giving it just a bit of bling. I personally love it and find it very comfortable. The links are held together with the infamous pin and collar system, which I personally never had any problems with, and I had my fair share of them on my Seikos and even my Omega Speedmaster. Then we come to the way this thing looks, and this is where things get interesting. If you're a watch collector, this watch will bring out a smile because you will soon realize it is a mishmash of other famous watches, and you'll have fun figuring out which part reminds you of what. I found the bezel insert to be inspired by Tag Heuer Aqua Racer with its grooved finish, while the bezel itself seems to be inspired by Omega Seamaster Professional 300, also known as the Bond. Another detail I noticed is the square section on the dial that reminds me of the Breitling chronomats, while the hands and markers are used on many other watches. This mishmash design gives me a feeling someone was taking all the details they love about certain watches and mixing them together, creating their perfect watch. But although I love some of these details myself, especially the bezel insert, I would still have preferred if they went down a more original route instead of taking other brands' ideas and mixing them all together. One thing I don't like is the font used for the logo. I don't know if it's just me, but it reminds me of the font used in Looney Tunes. On the plus side, at least they didn't make another Submariner clone. Even if I look at this watch as just a mix of other watches, I cannot deny the fact it is a handsome mix that commands a lot of wrist presence, especially in combination with the stock bracelet. Another thing I cannot deny is the quality of the thing. The fit and finish is excellent. The bezel has 120 precise clicks, and everything lines up pretty much perfectly. The lume is excellent. The bracelet is also high quality, as I mentioned, and you get a Swiss-made automatic movement. All that at a price most micros ask for a Swiss quartz. That makes you realize this thing is a really great value proposition. Another thing that adds to the value that I usually don't cover unless it is exceptional or interesting is the packaging. This comes in a box that not only looks like a transport case, but is a transport case that houses the watch you bought and also has a compartment for additional parts like the extra links of the bracelet. Then when you leave the main level, you discover it has storage for another 2 watches and a handful of straps. With most watches, the box is something you store away once you take out the watch, but with this, you will most likely use it when traveling. Well, that completes this week's review, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video, bye.